Hello, thank you for tuning in to my official YouTube channel. I'm Reverend MeeLing. I've been known by a few other names: Reverend MeeLing, Reverend Susan MeeLing, Lady MeeLing, Lady Dori, Belle, several other names. I continue on in reference to finding the silver lining, which I wrote for clarifications. And so, to conclude this particular chapter in regards, so Rattler, the story about Rattler was after a conversation inside that had to go outside because my dog Dionysus at the time was still alive. As my now dead ex-husband and I were arguing, going outside on the back patio, there was a baby rattlesnake. And I didn't see it yet. And so my now dead ex-husband, in the middle of the argument, turns around, yells at me, "Go get me the biggest knife ever." No, I don't think so. No, that's just not gonna happen. No, you gotta, no, not gonna do that. Not as these, no. I'm dumb. I'm not that dumb. I'm not about to hand you the weapon to slice me up with. I don't think so. And so he looks at me and he goes, "Look," and then he points to a rattlesnake. He goes, "Look." I'm like, "Oh, look at the little baby snake." I had no idea it was a rattlesnake. He even said, "Look at the little baby. That's a rattler." Oh, that's so cute. Look at the little baby. I went inside, I got a knife. I'm like, "So you're going to scoop him up and put him..." No, he didn't. He chopped the, kind of chopped the head off. It took him multiple swings. And so then, he's like, "Oh, I killed a rattler. I'm so big." And I look at him like, "Not really, because the thing is still alive. And you're..." Whatever. So then he went around the neighborhood showing people with the knife, and it's like, that's not creepy to just show up on people's front doorstep in the middle of the night holding a knife and a baby rattlesnake on the end of the knife. Yeah, that's not creepy, or that is extremely creepy. Nonetheless, he did do that, and so the regards of, in that reference, he just did not understand the aspects of that whole thing. And later, many, many years later, I went walking around Enchanted Rock. And I had gone around the loop instead of going up the actual rock as I had before. And, okay, I was dumb because I was wearing, capri pants and sneakers. I understand that's a little dumb to do that way. In the state of Texas, especially. Nonetheless, I'm gonna go walk around. What's the do? And I hear I'm not gonna do anything wrong, so stay in one spot. Where you at? I'm just walking in the path. Like, I'm not gonna go mess with your stuff. But look around, and there's a big rattlesnake, really big rattlesnake. And I was like, so I'm just gonna keep on walking. And I stayed in the center of the walkway, and I was like, yeah, don't make me have to punch you in the face. And just, it's like, hey, I'm walking away. Give me a break. And so it's like, why are you doing that? So I kept walking, and it just followed me. It just followed me where I went. And I was just like, okay, well, just don't bite me, okay? Just don't bite me. It's cool, right? I knew not to run. So I just kept walking and would look back every now and then, and there was a rattlesnake just following along. It's like, hey, what's going on? Hey. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just walking around. And so, and that was, well, actually, that was when my now dead ex-husband was still alive. Actually, he was over in Iraq at the time. I take that back. And so, the rattlesnake just followed me. And it's like, hey, that's cool. Just don't attack me. Really dumb, because I remembered that my phone is in the car. That's dumb. Probably shouldn't remember to have that with me. I gotta remember that from now on. And so, took me a while. And so, nonetheless, went and continued on. And, yeah. The next aspect, as far as manipulation, the amount of times my biological mother and biological sister and now dead ex-husband had tried to do different things to manipulate my memories. I cannot I can't count that high. And they just constantly tested it. And so it took me a while. It took me years, actually. It was, by the time I realized it in full, it was after the final separation. And I later forgot about that, and it took me a while to remember that because of my memory issues. So I left it with a quote of, I can continue because karma will come around and hopefully I'll be lucky enough to watch in the front row. And I thought that was a really good quote, especially in reference to such. So, in different aspects, while my tattoos do not represent these specific aspects, these are the points of which that I have put into certain regards of reference points to learn from, but they are not the entirety of any one of my individual tattoos. So I'm going to start with this. And it's not by omission, it's not everybody's business. And that's just how that goes. So in reference to my hairstyle and my haircut, it's called a pixie haircut. And the color is red because mainly of the aspects of the courage, the strength, the referencing of the power needed for self-control. It also assists me in regards to memory stuff when seeing reflections to be able to get my attention. It's like, okay, I can focus, I can do this, I can do that. The haircut style, partially in reference to the aspects of the spiritual points. Also in reference to the aspects of the fact that I deal with headaches and migraines, and those who deal with headaches and migraines can tell the difference between short hair and long hair. And so it took me a very long time to realize how heavy my hair is. And people didn't believe me for years in the state of Texas. I was told, oh, you're just doing that for attention. No, if you actually knew me, you'd actually understand and comprehend that I am not one who actually seeks that. I do not need my hair color or hairstyle like this to get unwanted attention in certain regards, because of just the amount of times that I've been messed with over the years, especially when it comes to my biological family. I didn't have this hairstyle or hair color back then, and I was treated as I was. Same thing with my ex-in-laws. I had have my hairstyle like this, my hair color like this, for the way that they had treated me back before it became this. I didn't need that additional stuff. And realistically, the amount of negative attention I got at the time because of my hairstyle and hair color, it just constantly happened. I didn't actually need it for people to notice me in that regard. I already got it. When it came to before my hairstyle and hair color is this way, I had people that would constantly just pick on me automatically. It's like, why do you think that you could do that? Oh, well, and they'd give whatever excuse, and then they'd get, and so it was one of those, well, I guess I could make a joke at this point. Well, here's a sign. Because, if I'm willing to dye my hair this color. And what is it that are said about redheads? I mixed my hair color myself, by the way. And so there is that. And then, as much as I was always taking care of stuff as well, in reference to those who are parents, and especially with young children, you constantly, I know I wasn't the only one, constantly putting my hair up to get it out of my face, which made my headaches worse because of all the tightness pulled back, as well as the one particular location, wherever the ponytail was. And I hardly went anywhere that ever needed me to have my hair down, where I could style it and that sort of stuff. And so I was like, I'll just get it out of my face. Gardening, I did not need my hair in my face. When mowing the lawn, didn't need my hair in my face. Trimming the hedges, didn't need the hair in my face. Like that sort of stuff. And so it was just put it back, and then it just kept getting shorter and shorter over the years until it became this. And so there's that. A reference of how many people had tried to deceive me in regards to asking certain questions instead of just outright asking. Oh, well, no, just ask me what it is. And then the reference of, well, I don't know what others have experienced as far as tattoos, but the biggest garbage that I had received in a deceptive sort of way were people who had tattoos showing. And then they would come up to me and go, so did your tattoos hurt? You have tattoos, right? Yeah. Did your tattoos hurt? Yeah. So I was going to I'm just throwing that out there. Just say, I just have never been able to understand that sort of thing. Like, you have tattoos, so why would you ask me if tattoos hurt? I mean, realistically, I mean, did they tickle when you got yours? No, they didn't. And so in reference, and that continues on in that regard. So going on to this page and this page in reference to the black heart tattoo, which is this particular, that one, with the blood droplets. I had gotten that tattoo. It's my first tattoo. And I had gotten that because I wanted to be able to remember not to go through what I wound up going through with my now dead ex-husband. It was during the final separation. I was like, I'm done. And how do I make sure that I don't go through that again? I have memory issues, and I'm tired of losing sticky notes, and I'm tired of losing notebooks, and what can I do? The irony is it's at my ankle. And I usually wear socks. That has to do with that cognitive issue there. I mean, it's one of those, like, I've had to do what I have had to do to attempt to maintain as best as possible. And so, like, when in Washington State, for example, where I had to constantly be clothed because of, it's cold in Washington State, especially compared to the state of Texas. Not even going into the electrical stuff, but having to be covered constantly. Even in the summertime, there was very seldomly times in the summer where I wore short sleeves. But more importantly, I seldomly ever was able to wear shorts or capri pants, because I like capri pants personally. But that was ways for me to be able to still see my tattoos. So my tattoos actually began on my legs. And admittedly, yes, on my back, and I didn't think about that's the cognitive issue. But yes, it was a lot of stuff to do what I could as best as I could to assist my memories, so that way I didn't make the same mistakes again. So, it was a symbol, it was a sign for me to pay attention to. And each one has multiple aspects, not just what is written, as I said. And so, in reference to my now dead ex-husband and learning from that when he was, just my ex-husband during the final separation, in reference to the black heart with the black rose and the flames and the blood droplets, it was more along the lines of, I don't ever want to be in a situation where I am told that I have wifely duties. I finally learned in 2008 that that is illegal in the United States of America. It took that long, well, I should say 2007, I apologize. But 2007, it took that long for me to understand that just because of being legally married doesn't mean that I have wifely duties. And people say, oh, you're just getting tattoos to show off. No, you don't understand. I need to be able to remember certain things. And each and every one of my tattoos has multiple meanings, and meditated during each and every one of them. And so do not stereotype me in certain ways. Not like I'm the only person who has done that. And so, well, you're a girl where, with your I'm a female. And yes, I have tattoos. However, they are to help me. I'm not the only person who has gotten tattoos to help. And so, despite the fact that, I have my issues in regards to the cognitive aspect and have to look down and stuff like that, it doesn't change that. Because when I'm in the shower and taking a shower and cleaning up, I see my tattoos. When able to wear shorts, short sleeve shirts, capri pants, stuff like that, skirts without nylons, without stockings, I can actually see my tattoos, unlike when I was in Washington State. Because when in Washington State, and going to certain events, I had to be completely covered. Because I had to be able to stay warm. And while there were people who didn't believe that, and there were plenty of individuals who just didn't want me in the state of Texas, not just my biological mother, by the way, not just my biological sister, there were other individuals who did not want me in the state of Texas because they viewed me as competition instead of just another person. And the competition that they made in regards to me, it was one of those, why are you even bothering with that? Because I'm not even involved in that way. Why would you look at that as a competition? Why would you even want to add that as a competition? I mean, realistically, why would you? There's plenty in your field that you have that aspect of, and there are plenty. And I'm not being rude when I say that, because each and every one of them have their own specialties. So those are your actual competition, not me. And instead, no, I want to make you my competition. No, you can't make me your competition. For example, Matrix Renee and Jason wanted to make me their competition. And it's like, why? Why? Why would you do that? First off, I don't want to be involved in that regard. And it's, again, not in any offense to the profession. Well, if you actually understood the profession, I do understand the profession. The thing is, I understand as well, and I comprehend as well, that that is not my profession. And it is not in anything offense towards the profession, but you are doing the profession wrong. And first off, and At one point in time, when speaking with Matrice Renee, she said, well, what do you mean I'm doing the profession wrong when you're not even in it? Well, first off, you're claiming to be the premier dominatrix of Dallas when living in Fort Worth. That's first and foremost. Then you have the audacity to do that and then declare yourself to be such in Dallas when living in Fort Worth. And I mean, I went down the list, and she was just like, you don't know, you just are unaccepting. And it's like, no, I actually really do. I'm actually trying to help you. No, you're trying to compete with me. No. No, I'm ironically trying to save your life in certain regards, because at least where I come from, the ones that I have known in that profession, I'm just going to say, the ones that I knew in the late 1980s and 1990s, you would have met some fish for the stuff that you have pulled. And that was back in like the latter portion of 2010 that I had given her those warnings. I wasn't even into 2011 yet. It was one of those, no, you need to pay attention. You need to understand you are doing things that you are creating competition where you don't need to create competition. You are creating drama where you don't need to create drama. And, you know, in your profession, the guys are not wanting that. They're not going to a pro for that sort of stuff. They deal with whatever they deal with already. They damn sure don't want any of that additional garbage. And so you are causing problems where it is absolutely unnecessary. No, you just don't care about pros. That is where you are wrong and absolutely incorrect. By a lot. So, well, you know, if you just looked at certain... No, I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about, because... And Matrice Renee and Jason absolutely despise the fact that I would constantly bring up the East Coast. And it's like, however, this is it, because like New York and New Jersey are similar to Dallas being the equivalent of New York and New Jersey being the equivalent of Fort Worth in this reference. And so people from New Jersey would not go to New York and claim to be the premier of that area and expect to live. Not at all. You wouldn't be able to do that in any club, and you would not be able to walk on the streets. Like, really, that is just the way that would go. And I gave warnings. You don't know what you're talking about. As far as Jason was concerned, you just don't know. No, I'm telling you. And so there were other aspects in regards to other references where it was, you just don't understand this. And, all right, fine. I don't have patience for this. So, in regards to my first tattoo, I've discussed in prior videos in reference to the 3 females. They were all named Heather. And I had just finished getting my first tattoo. And these 3 females are all blonde, and they go in, and I look at the guy that was behind the counter, and it was a taller counter. And I was like, I was going to leave. Do you mind if I stay for a second? And the guy was like, why? I have a feeling this is going to be funny. I think this is going to be absolutely hilarious to see. And he was just, well, what do you think's going to happen? Those 3 are going to be like, we're going to be triplets. And like, it's our birthday. And we're going to go get our belly button pierced. And we're going to all be triplets. And then they're going to see the guy who actually does the piercings. And then they're going to out the door. Cactus Jack, also known as Jeffrey Kirkendall Jr., and Lazy Eye, also known as Jamie Robles, were there at that particular time, and they stayed over by the aquarium watching, Because I was like, I'm not leaving until I see this because I know it's going to happen. I want to see it. And so, lo and behold, they run or they bounce over and they're like, hi! To the to the guy who's, bigger, raw, guy. And he's, doing whatever he was doing up there. And he goes, yeah, what? I look over at the guy, I'm like, I'm ready. I'm ready to watch this. This is fantastic. And he looks over at me, he's like, and I'm telling you, it's gonna be awesome. I'm telling you. So the three females are, hi, my name is Heather, and this is my friend Heather, and this is my friend Heather, and all three of us have the same birthday. So we're here to get our belly buttons pierced. I look over at the guy, and I'm just like, and so he goes, oh my God. And I'm just like, it's gonna be fake. Come on. And so the three girls are just like, and so we're gonna get belly button piercings and we're gonna be triplets because it's all three of our birthdays. But we have different parents and stuff, but we're gonna be triplets because today we're gonna get our belly buttons pierced because we turned 18 today. I look at the guy and he just looks over at me. He's like, oh my God. This is greatness, yes. This is greatness. This is fantastic. This is awesomeness, right? Yes, I called it. Cactus Jack, also known as Jeffrey Kirkendall Jr., and Lazy Eye, also known as Jamie Robles, they look over and they're like, oh, she called it like that. I'm like, the guy who had done my tattoo, he comes out and he's watching the whole thing because he had heard me explain it to the guy. And he's just leaning against the wall and he's like, oh, okay. And I'm just standing there like, come on. Come on, this is gonna be good. And so then the guy behind the counter, he goes, okay, well, do you know which jewelry you want? And females go, yeah, we're all gonna get the same belly button ring because we're gonna be triplets. Out from the right side area, a female and male walk out, and it says piercings on the top. I was like, this is gonna be awesome. I know this is gonna happen. I know it's gonna happen. And so the guy, he goes, oh my God. Okay. Chris, you got 3 belly piercings. No, I'm just. It's gonna be awesome. This is gonna be so awesome. This is gonna be so awesome. I can so see it. So then Chris comes out and he has to duck because he's so tall and he has to turn sideways to walk through the doorway that's already extra wide because he's so muscles. And so he comes walks out like this and then he turns to the side and he stands up. Guy is tattooed from the top of his eyebrows down the back of his head, down through his neck. His arms are completely sleeved. He's got tattoos down his chest, and he's wearing a tank top type shirt. He's got gauges in his ears that go to his shoulders. That's how big he had gotten the earlobe thing. And then he had a ring in his nose. And oh, you are so cute. Oh, look at you. He's so good. He's so raw. Look at those muscles. And so he comes out, he's like, yeah, what's up? And the three Heathers that were looking at the guy behind the counter, they go and turn and they're like, so we're gonna. You know what? We don't want to get it. And out the door. And and so the guy here, he goes, well, I guess never mind. And so Chris goes and walks back over, and he kind of goes over. And so the guy behind the counter, he starts pulling out cash, and he goes, well, nobody guessed that. I look at him and go, what? And he goes, that's like the pot. What do you mean? Well, that's the pot, like when the guys come into the shop, we make bets of like what's going to be the craziest thing that we're going to wind up seeing. I was like, okay. And he goes, nobody called that. And you are the only one, so here's your technically winnings. And I was like, you need to give that to Chris. And he goes, what? I go, you need to give that to Chris. And he goes, why? I said, because Chris missed out on 3 piercings. And so, I mean, yeah, I don't deny I saw that coming. I saw it being funny and stuff like that, but I'm not gonna like take his money, because that's technically the money that he could have made. And he goes, it's a little bit more than what he would have made. And I said, okay, well, that's cool. Maybe I'll get a discount on the, I mean, it's not like I'm not going to be coming back to get a few more other pieces. So maybe that could be worked out in that regard. But yeah, make sure he's taken care of, because I'm not gonna take that from him. I mean, I knew that was going to happen when they walked in. I didn't know about that pot, and that's cool. I can see why you guys would do that. But yeah, no. Give that to him, so that way he can, take care of what he needs to take care of. And he was like, are you serious? Yeah. You have a good one. I'll see you guys later. And I look over, I'm like, you ready to go? They're just, oh, okay. The guy that had done the first tattoo, he was just like, well, it's really nice to meet you. Yeah, it was really nice to meet you. You have a really good night. He's like, yeah. Oh my God. Goodbye. And I did. I had gotten quite a few tattoos done at that particular shop. I got that tattoo. I got that tattoo. I got that tattoo. I got the one that you can't see underneath here tattoo. Well, I got that tattoo, and I got that tattoo, and I got the Phoenix tattoo there, and then, yeah. And so, yeah, I got quite a few tattoos done there. And they did their, stuff real well. And as far as, like, my Phoenix tattoo, so I had Kuan Yin put in the first area, and then I had the Phoenix that goes over it. And so the different representations of, and then, the tattoos went on as the way they did. So I'm just going to really quickly just go through the different pages in that regard, so that way it's understood. But yeah, like the aspects, despite the fact that the tattoos have various meanings, all of them do. All of them have tattoos. Or all of the tattoos have meanings. There were a lot of issues that were not understood in that regard. As far as my tattoos, people didn't want to believe that I meditated during my tattoos. And even in reference to this particular tattoo, I had to get it done twice. Well, technically 3 times, because there's the symbol that you need a black light to see, but then the first portion of the tattoo, I was meditating. I was doing my prayer stuff. It was about 2.5 hours in, and the guy that was doing the tattoo, he's doing the tattoo. I'm meditating. I'm just in my zone. I was just like, okay, as I needed to. And then I wake up to like the tattoo artist just grinding, and it's like, well, good morning. What's going on? And I come out of my, meditation, and tattoo artist and Philip Armstead are arguing. Well, you were supposed to keep your mouth shut. Like, I was enjoying my meditation, getting this squared away. Just, And then, because, they wouldn't stop arguing, here's a hint, don't discuss politics and have disagreements when a tattoo is going on. Though, then again, he was supposed to keep his mouth shut, and they didn't agree, and so had to stop and then continue on. In that regard, I'm going to end this particular video broadcast, and you guys have a good one. Comment, like, share, subscribe to my official YouTube channel, Reverend MeeLing. Have a good one.